Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today is gonna be a different video. I'm doing a collaboration with Norchando. She's from South Africa and she's a medical student in Russia. So since she's in Russia and I'm in Qatar, we send each other questions that we're gonna be asking each other to make it easy for our videos. And for those who don't know me, my name is Priv. I'm a flight attendant, proudly flight attendant. I love my job, I love traveling the world, I love meeting people. So if you want to know more about me and my job, stay tuned.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So guys, today's video is so interesting. Doing a collaboration. It's my very first time doing a collaboration, and I'm doing it with the lovely Priv. She is a flight attendant, and she'll be telling us today about her job, what she likes, what she doesn't like about her job, and her social life too, because they do have one, guys. They do have one, trust me. So stay tuned, guys. She'll be answering questions, and I'll be doing the same. So it's gonna be interesting, guys. Stay tuned. Okay, guys. So the first question is, how do you cope with being away from home? Guys. So I think on my side, I'm lucky that I was able to come to Russia with my sister. So yeah, I don't really feel too far away from home because she's always with me. Like we literally share like the same space. So I don't really feel like I'm too far from home. But every now and again, I do try to call my family. I miss them so much, and it's so sad because this year we never got to go home. So it's really sad, guys. But I try my best to communicate with them as much as I can. It's sad because like literally, I just love being home. I love being home. So yeah, it's not easy, but we try to communicate.
So I'm gonna be looking at my phone. This is where my questions are, so don't mind me. So the first question, how did I decide on becoming a flight attendant? So I've always wanted being a flight attendant from a very young age, and the problem is from back home it's not easy to be a flight attendant. You have to go for the flight attendant school. You have to pay lots and lots of money, and then it's very expensive, and on top of that you have to have a cabin crew license, whereas where I am now in the Middle East, companies, you do not need a cabin crew license. They train you, they give you the licenses and all that, and it's all for free. So yeah, this is how I
Okay.
got.
The next question is, how do you manage challenges studying in Russia? Okay, guys, if you know Russia, you would know that the language barrier is actually the main challenge, the biggest challenge, because here in Russia, you don't really speak a lot of English. Although I am in English medium, but the English medium is not like really English medium. So how do I manage it? I try my best to get English medium sources, whether it's YouTube videos. Some people actually do teach, like on online on YouTube. So I actually depend on those, and we also have ebooks now. So if we cannot get like maybe uh English textbooks in our library or in maybe anywhere here in Russia, we just depend on ebooks. So that's how we manage those challenges, and we also create like our own study groups, because we are able there to like teach each other as a group. So yeah, we depend on those. That's how we actually manage most of the challenges, by ebooks, by YouTube videos, by studying as a group. And it's mostly South African students because we are trying our best to prepare ourselves for the board exam. So, yeah, that's how I study.
Second question, what do I like the most and dislike the most about my job? Well, what do I like the most? I get to travel, I get to meet new people, I get to learn different types of aircraft. I can tell an aircraft when it's flying over what type of aircraft is that. Yeah, I love aircraft, and in the long run I would really love to be a pilot, so I'm working on that and saving on that. And what do I dislike most about my job? Well, it's not a dislike, it's just a downside. My job requires me to work even in during holidays, times where I'm supposed to be with my family and everything. Yeah, I have to work, and yeah, that's all. Otherwise, there's nothing much that I dislike about my job. And oh yeah, I I like that I get to shop without looking at a price tag. So yeah, there are more likes than dislikes for my job. Third question, how is it like being away from your family all the time, and do you often go home? How often do you go home? Well, it's the thing is, I grew up in a boarding school, so I've always been away from my family all the time. So it's not hard. It's not that hard for me to be far away from home. Yeah, it's got. Yeah, sometimes it affects me when it's birthdays, when it's funerals, and like I'm not able to go back home for the funeral for reason being maybe I'm in another different country, and yeah, I can't travel. And how often do I go home? Well, it depends on my schedule. If I have off days on my schedule, I can always come back from a flight, pack my bag, and I'm gone. Sometimes I don't even have to pack my bag. I just have to change, carry my purse, then I'm gone. So I always go home more often. Maybe in a month I can go between 2 to 3 times. Yeah, and also on vacations we have leave, which we call vacations. So I get to go home maybe for you have like 30 days vacation. So I get to go home a lot of times.
Okay, so the next question is, do you have a study routine or a study planner? Well, if you know me, you know I'm a huge planner. I like to do like the whole planning thing. I even have a goal tracker and all of that. So, but currently we are actually on holiday still, so I haven't been doing a lot of studying. But yes, I do have a study routine, and I normally do my studying at night because I feel like it's more quiet for me and it's more peaceful, so I'm able to concentrate. So I'm a night owl, like literally. I start studying sometimes from 12 to 4, or I start earlier depending on what I have to prepare for. And I'm in two study groups, and we used to meet twice a week. So we had one on Tuesday, and I'd start from Sunday and prepare for my Tuesday study group. And then on Wednesday, I do revision. I'm going to revise my previous work or work that we were doing in the study group. And then from Thursday now to the rest of the week, what am I doing? I'm studying for my next study group. So yeah, that's how I used to plan my work. And sometimes, okay, when we used to go to school, when before the lockdown, we had like lectures where it was just Russian. So I'd sit there and be studying something else instead of actually paying attention because they are in Russian. So at least I'd be doing something else, something that's part of my study routine. So that's how I would do it basically. And I study at night, only at night, mostly. So yeah.
Okay, fourth question. How have you been affected by the pandemic, both at your workplace and personally? Um, as you all know, that the pandemic has actually affected a lot of things in the aviation industry. Um, we don't get to fly a lot like we used to before, but now flights are resuming and things are getting back to normal. So hopefully we get to fly again more. And the other thing is, I'm a people's person. I like chatting to people, I like talking to people. So when I'm in a flight, I like engaging with customers, I like engaging with my colleagues. But right now you cannot do that. We have to social distance and all that. So yeah, that it has actually affected a lot of things for me. And yeah, it's uncomfortable wearing a mask for like 16 hours. Sometimes we have ultra long or flights which are very long. Maybe you're going to the US, or you're going to Australia, or you're going to Canada. It's a very long flight, so it's really uncomfortable to wear the mask. And how has this affected me personally? Well, the pandemic has actually derailed my plans. Um, I'm building my house, and yeah, I was supposed to be finished by now, but I can't because the pandemic happened and we haven't been getting more flights, meaning less flights, less salary and all that. But hopefully things go back to normal soon.
Okay, the next question is, what is the most essential equipment every medical student should have? Well, it's tricky though because we are different, but for me personally, I believe it's a stethoscope. I really think it's very essential for every, especially if you're doing your practicals, you need your own stethoscope. Because it's not like a book, like it's not practical. I feel like a book is more theory. Like you'd learn, okay, this is where you check for the heart sounds, but with this, you actually get to hear it for yourself, and it's not just for the heart only, guys. It's also for breath sounds, and it helps with many other things, like when you're doing your auscultations and all that in your practicals. So yeah, this is very essential, guys. You need this.
What protective measures are taken by the staff to ensure that you and your passengers don't get infected? We've taken a lot of measures in our airline. We social distance. We have catered our service, the meal service. It has been altered. Actually, we've altered it. We do not get more time to interact with customers for social distancing, and we sanitize all the time. We've already implemented protective measures, such as we're giving customers free masks. They're also getting free sanitizers, and they're also getting free gloves. So those are the measures. And yeah, we social distance most of the time. Yeah.
Okay, the next question is, why medicine? Wow, why medicine? I think for me personally, since high school, I've always wanted to study medicine. I've always been interested in how the body works. When we were still doing life science, I was just always like interested. It was interesting just learning physiology and how everything functions, the hormones, like everything, even the formation of a whole human being and personalities. It's a broad thing to study. I know it's difficult sometimes, but I just wanted to learn how the body works and how to fix what is wrong with the body. So also saving people's lives, that I think it comes with it as well. So I've always been interested in that. I've always been interested in saving people's lives and knowing that I can actually help someone become better, and yeah, and curing things. It's interesting. Medicine is really interesting. It's really broad. That's one thing I like about it. It's not just like limited to one thing. It's huge. So you have that freedom. That's why I chose medicine, because it's so huge. So yeah.
Oh my God, she says, have you ever experienced an almost plane crash moment? Well, so far, no, I haven't experienced that. We have turbulence here and there, but I haven't experienced that, and hopefully I never get to experience that. So yeah, I'm praying so hard. I'm praying so hard.
So the next question is, tell us about life in Russia, the cost of living and all. Okay, life in Russia is interesting. It's interesting. Interesting. It can be good and bad, but I'll try my best to be honest. I think it's quite different from South Africa. First of all, I must say that the crime here is really, really, really not bad. Back home, guys, in South Africa, you guys know. So, Russia as a whole, I think it's interesting because I feel like I'm free, I'm safer here when I can walk with my phone. No one will try to rob me or anything. And then also, the cost of living here, I don't think it's that bad, honestly speaking. um yeah, it's not that bad compared to where, like, South Africa, and also data here is very, very, very cheap. Like, it is so cheap, guys. So as a student, that's actually a great thing because I can be able to go on YouTube and actually, get all the kind of things I need, like the internet. I'm able to study better because of that. So yeah, even like food, I don't think it's that expensive here. We are able to survive. I think it's not that bad, honestly speaking, because I like the money I spend on food here. I'd spend it on food also back home, but here I'd even get some change. And taxis here are cheaper, buses are cheaper, so yeah, it's not that bad. For a student, it's great. It's great. So yeah.
Okay, question 7. Being in so many different time zones, how do you figure out a sleeping and working pattern? Okay, so what happens is, when you go through your training, they also teach you to always adjust and adapt to the time zone of where you are. Let's say I left Qatar in the evening and I arrive wherever I'm going in the evening or in the morning, and that's when I'm supposed to be, in the morning. When I arrive wherever I'm going in the morning, that's when I'm supposed to be actually sleeping, because I didn't sleep the whole night. Remember, I was working. So what you're supposed to do is just try by all means not to sleep, or if you can't help it, just sleep at least an hour or 2 hours, so that you'll be able to sleep in that place at a normal sleeping time like everyone there, because you have to again wake up and go for your flight, so you need to be well rested and all that. So you gotta adjust with the time zone of that country that you're going to, if I'm making sense.
The next question is, how many languages do you speak? Okay, I speak three languages, but I understand a few. I think I understand almost all the South African languages, all nine of them. Are they nine? And then speaking, I speak English, I speak Swati, I speak Zulu, and then I understand almost all of the languages from home. And also Russian, I understand a little bit of it. I did a bit of Russian when I arrived here. So yeah, yeah.
How many languages do I speak? Well, I think around five. I speak Ndebele, I speak English, I speak Sutu, I speak Shona, and I speak, did I count Zulu? And I speak a little bit of Arabic, not that much, but a little bit. It's not a requirement to work in the Middle East to know Arabic, but I understand it and I can speak a little bit, but I'm not that fluent. Am I making sense? Yeah. Did I count? Yeah, I think I counted all.
Okay, the next question is it expensive to study medicine in Russia compared to South Africa? To be honest, I think it's the same. I really think it's the same, to be honest with you. Because I also did like find out because I wanted to get space to study in South Africa. So I think the costs are the same roughly. But the only thing would be that here for you to get resources it's much cheaper than South Africa. Like I said, data here is cheaper, Wi-Fi is cheaper, even like having to transport yourself around different maybe study venues or campuses is cheaper. And also yeah, I think to be honest with you, I think it's roughly the same. Like it's really the same. So
Oh my god. um, Question is, how do you manage social relationships and social life? Guys, being a flight attendant is very hard to keep up with life in general, to keep up with the normal world in general, because being a flight attendant is just a whole different ball game. It's not your normal job, or yeah, it's just not a normal job. So with relationships, you gotta be with someone who's able to manage with you not being around, and someone who trusts you, someone who's not jealous, like for this to work out, and someone who's flexible also in traveling, so that they be able to meet you in different countries, so that you'll be able to see each other, have time for bonding and all that. And well, for social life, I can't say I have a social life. I try here and there, but I have just a few friends who understand my schedule, who, when they know that I'm off, they try and we link up. I'm a coffee person, I'm a coffee or tea person. I love those two. I don't drink alcohol. Not that it's a bad thing, but I just don't. So socially, I'm always out for coffee, sometimes alone. Like now, I'm at a Starbucks, I'm having my coffee alone, and I like that. It helps me to recuperate, it helps me to sit down, think, strategize, And yeah, here in Doha is famous for brunches, so we go for brunch with my friends. Yeah, so basically that's it. Otherwise, I'm always on the phone with my family. So yeah, or I'm on Netflix and all that. So I don't get to socialize that much. And again, Doha is in Qatar, is a very small place. I don't want to be all over. I don't want to be everywhere. And there's a lot of things to see, but there's nothing much to see, if I'm making sense. The first few months you're here, you get to see the whole country, in fact. So after that, kind of gets, so yeah, that's how I manage.
okay, the next question is, after studying, are you planning to practice medicine in Russia or back home, and why? Honestly speaking, I'm planning to come back to South Africa. Why? I think it's because generally I don't like being a foreigner. It's nice to travel. I love, going on vacations and going to other countries, but not to stay there personally. And I'm trying to also help to improve my country. I know we have a huge shortage of doctors that side, so I'd like to lend a helping hand. unlike in Russia where there's actually not much of a shortage of doctors here, and even if you are a doctor here, you don't get paid a lot because they're not like they're not in demand. Like there's so many specialists, so many doctors. Like there's many of them. So back home, I feel like we need them more. So I wouldn't mind going there to lend a helping hand, and also I just love being in my country to like stay there, and yeah, I think being exposed to not really being home, the freedom is not as much. Like you need to carry your passport wherever you go. You need to, it's like, oh gosh, to me that's like, so I feel like a foreigner. I really feel like a foreigner. I'm not too free. So yeah, but the main reason is that I want to go and help my country get better, especially when it comes to having that huge shortage of doctors. So that's why I would love to go back to work in my country. So yeah.
Last but not least, the question is, how can another young lady who wants to become a flight attendant can be a flight attendant? What are the requirements? Well, you just gotta be confident. Your confidence levels, you gotta be, I think, 1.65 meters. If you go on my channel, I made a video about that. I don't remember how tall you should be, and also you should be over 21 years of age. Well, in the Middle East companies, you should be more than 21 years of age. At least have your metric or your O levels, and you should be good with your makeup. Even if you're not good, just try here and there. And what else? You should be a team player. You should be able to conversate with people who you don't even know, strike a conversation and all. You should also be a humble person. You need to be humble because you're working with different people from different walks of life, and there will be egos clashing and everything. So even the customers, you get to meet those people. So you gotta be that person who's humble, who picks their battles wisely, who knows what to say, not what to say at that certain moment. And above all, what helped me the most was I researched about the company that I wanted to join, and yeah, I went for interviews. I tried more than 5 times until I got it. And yeah, I prayed hard. I'm a Christian. I prayed so hard to get this job, because imagine on your open interviews there's more than 2,000 people, and they get to choose 5, 4, 3 people out of those 2,000 people. So I prayed hard. I prayed my way in, guys. I really prayed. So whatever you believe in, whether it's God or whatever you believe in, you gotta make sure that you call upon it on that day. You call upon it and tell it, yes, I'm going for my interview, I need you, so call upon it. And yeah, and you should be able to be a person who can think on their feet and who can make decisions under pressure. And also you should be able to withstand being far away from home for a long time. For me it was easy because I've been in boarding school for more than 4 years, so this was just a walk in the park. So yeah, and guys, if you want more information, or if you need help when the open day starts, when the company starts recruiting for the aviation industry, if you need more help, just hit me up. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna take you through the process and all that. Above all, I'm loving my job, I'm loving everything, and I'm loving this country that I'm staying in because it keeps me grounded, and I get to learn different cultures, So yeah, that's it. And thank you guys for watching our video. We'll do more collabs as time goes on. If you guys have something that you want us to talk about, or you'd like to see in our channels, please feel free and please do let us know.